Floor length, mink, purple gown.
Yes, and a crown, a tiara.
If I just do Gauntlet boss fight, one of the biggest videos I get is Dark Legacy, all bosses. And they're usually stuck in one spot, the bosses are. Because like the whole concept of the game is very claustrophobic Gauntlet-like. So to have a boss like this is very anti the game, anti Project Swarm. And I'm wondering if it's still okay to have that because if people remember these bosses. But, like, this guy roams around the entire map, and you have to hit switches in order to defeat him, really. And that's another thing I'm thinking about doing, is having, like, a puzzle thing that has to happen on the grid. That, like, you have to stand on this for a turn, and maybe you can continue to fire at the baddie if he's close enough to you. But he roams around and starts wreaking havoc, and then once you do certain things, he becomes more vulnerable, and you can deal damage to him.
Hey dude.
What's up?
I finally fixed the RSS feed for the curators. It wasn't pushing out episodes to Google Podcasts since January
What?
at all.
Oh, cool.
And so last night when the web guy and I mucked around with it,
Yeah.
and then I looked at my phone this morning and like the last
22 episodes popped
just
in or
just
something?
showed up. Yeah, just showed up, which I'm very happy about.
Was it Thursday morning before Gen Con opened?
Yes.
Wizards of the Coast and TSR would have battles. They would attack, WotC would attack our castle, at first with Nerf, but that after a while that wasn't sufficient. So then they would start wrapping their Nerf with duct tape.
Yes.
Which hurt.
And then it wasn't just WotC. Because once everyone, it was fun with WotC,
Oh, yeah.
everyone's like, oh, every other company's like, we want in on that too.
They all love to beat up on TSR. So Lorraine is standing there watching all this going on at the end of it, and I walk over, she's talking with Brian Thompson, and she says, this isn't good. Can we bring in a cherry picker next year so I can pour boiling oil on them? And then we got into a discussion of how you would replicate boiling oil without actually boiling the Wizards of the Coast employees. So, oh, and Lorraine also wanted a floral length mink purple robe with a crown for the next year, so she would be up on the cherry picker.
Floor length, mink, purple gown.
Yes, and a crown, a tiara.
That ensemble just didn't get out enough.
So I'm sorry we didn't have the next year's battle just to watch her pour boiling oil onto the WotC people, which soon became us.
That's not a metaphor for the collapse of TSR.
But Hasbro would have been